Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video, we're going to go ahead and do a trade recap on some put options that I recently bought on Bumble. Now, Bumble is a dating app. It was a recent IPO. In my eyes, I don't see why Bumble is so overvalued. That's my personal opinion. It IPO'd. It went up to over $70 a share. Has recently been selling off. I think there's a lot of competition for Bumble. There's a lot of dating apps out there. And at this point, I think Bumble was a little overvalued. And when I saw a technical breakdown from the IPO levels, I went ahead and jumped on some put options. I thought this would be an interesting video. I'll show you the technical analysis that I was watching, the key levels that I was watching for a breakdown. There was a flush point that I was watching, and once it broke below that, I got in put options and made a nice $400 return. Now, I know this is not a huge return. This video is more about the technical analysis and the key levels that I was watching. So hopefully in the future, you can learn from a video like this. And if you're trading IPOs, you can sort of adjust to this strategy. So as always, guys, before we jump into it, make sure to smash that like button for me, subscribe to the channel for some future technical analysis, some future option trading videos, and press that bell notification so you know every single time that I post on the channel. All right, so we have the charts pulled up. We're going to look at the 30-day 1-hour chart. The reason we're looking at that is because there's only a certain amount of data here on Bumble, a recent IPO on the 11th of February. And looking at the 1-hour chart, I think best represents this flush point that I was watching. So let's go ahead and dive into this chart here. So looking at Bumble, what you guys will notice is that we had an IPO low of around $70 a share. I have it charted out for you guys. On the 11th, we IPO'd. We moved down to around $70. We did bounce off of it, but since that point, we have been trending down this entire time. So if I draw this trend line, you guys will notice that from these highs, we really have been in this downward trending triangle. So we have this downtrend here, and we also have a sort of a bottom channel here. And every time we've hit the top of this channel, we've dipped lower. Every time we hit the bottom of it, we've sort of found some support. Now, we were coming to this point of this flush, and I was looking at this $70 level right here. You guys will notice it back on the IPO that we were getting close to that $70 level. Now, what I thought was that if we break below that 70, we would have a lot of people that bought in on the 11th of February. Maybe they're up on their position still. They're sort of holding this, seeing what may happen at the $70 level. If we break below it, they'll take their loss or they'll get out, break even, and sort of think about the stock another time, not be in it anymore. Maybe we have some weak hands on a recent IPO, and if we got the flush point break, that they would sell and we would see some more downward momentum. That has ended up what happened. I took advantage of it, and I'm going to sort of break down on a more intraday chart where I got in, where I got out, and how I was sort of managing this trade during the put option. Okay, guys, so I have the 1 minute pulled up on the 22nd of February, which is when I got into this. I'll pop up the order confirmation. You'll see I got in at around 11:43 a.m. So I was watching Bumble. We were sort of consolidating. The first level that I was watching was this pre-market low, this $70.75 level. So we sort of, we opened around there, we bounced off of it, found support, moved higher, and this first flush below $70.75 got me interested in this move. What you'll see is I did not take it on the initial flush. We got a really quick move below 70, and I wanted to see how we would react to that $70 level that we charted out on that hourly chart. So we moved back up, we consolidated, and we stayed within this range. So you'll see we stayed below pre-market lows, and we stayed above that $70 flush point. So a pretty textbook technical pattern here. We sort of chopped around in between this range. I got in at 11:43 right here. So I did think my initial entry, I thought we would get the rollover right here at 11:43. We did not. But the reason I stayed in this was because we never broke that $70.75 resistance. So we sort of moved back into it, found resistance once again right here on this circle, found resistance again, and then from that point, a big rollover, a big flush right through 70, and a really quick move down almost $1.25 per share. So I was in this contract. I took advantage of this whole move lower. Really nice flush there at 70. I was watching the level 2 at that time, and it was getting extremely nasty. A lot of sellers stacking up, everyone trying to get out at that $70 level. Now, from that point, I was staying patient. I knew that this would not be a quick flush lower. I thought we would have some more, lower lows built in, lower highs, and a sort of a downward trending, and that's sort of what happened. So you'll see that we sort of just trended lower from this point, making lower highs and lower lows on this stair step downward. Now, when I got out of it, when did I get out of this? Why did I get out of this? So what you guys will notice is that at this point, from this big flush lower down to around $66, we started to make an uptrend. So we were making higher lows at this point. So instead of us making lower lows, we ended up making higher lows. So this may indicate a change in direction, a bottom in the stock. Now, this is a pattern that you guys may notice on different stocks as well. When you stop seeing lower lows and you start seeing higher lows, that may be a change in trend, and that may cause you to get out of your position if you're sort of short biased, or if you're looking to get a dip buy. This may be a nice opportunity to look at some calls, or you think you may see a change in direction. So we started to see that higher lows, and at this point, I was looking at anything higher than this level right here, I would get out of it. So I drew a line here intraday, and I was saying to myself, anything above this high, I think that Bumble may find some support. Even though I don't truly believe that Bumble should find support, I still think it should have been lower. I have to trust what the technicals are showing me. I can't get, resilient. I have to make sure I'm taking what is given. So you'll see that we did break above this, and around 158, I'll pop up the confirmation on the screen. That's when I got out of this put option. So I did take a nice move all the way from around 1153 to around here, almost a 2.5% move lower. Took advantage of that really nice flush point. And from this point, yes, we did move higher, and I probably would have been about break even at this time. But something that I find really interesting is you'll see we never were able to break back above 70. So we tried to get above 70, we failed it once again, and we moved lower, really sort of breaking down here towards the end of the day, all the way down to $65. We get a little bit of a pump in the close, but then you guys will notice in the after hours and into the morning, we broke down a whole hell of a lot lower, down to $62. So pulling up the Discord chat here, I'm going to show you into a little bit about what I do every single morning for the members. So this is called the Morning Brew. Now this is where I give my morning watch list, and I talk a little bit about some stocks that are moving, some news that's coming out, some earnings reports that are upcoming. And right here is where I called out that Bumble play. So watching Bumble to the downside, I believe the IPO is crazy overvalued, and $70 break would be a good flush point. So that's where I called it out. I know a lot of you guys took that, so congratulations once again. If you want to join the Discord chat, get a morning watch list, get a little bit of talk from me, as well as some of the members. We talk about the market every single morning, talking about some plays that are setting up, sort of preparing ourselves to try to make some money in the market. If you want to check it out, it's going to be the first link in the description below. So that's going to wrap it up for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this one, looking for those flush points in the market where you can take advantage of some downside. We've obviously seen some downside pressure here in the market, and learning about how to play put options, where you can find those cracks in support, could be a great way to make some money in a market that is moving lower. One thing that I want to call out is that 100-day moving average touch on Tesla. If you guys watched Friday's video, you know we talked about Tesla touching that 100-day moving average, and today we got that move, and it really bounced hard off of it. So if you saw that 100-day moving average touch and you tried to play it to the upside, congrats on that play. So once again, guys, thank you for watching the videos. Make sure to smash that like button for me to get this video out to more people. Subscribe to the channel for some future videos. Press the bell notification so you know every single time that I post, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace.